Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 2:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, November 5th, 2021. This is not financial advice. This is educational. Click the subscribe and bell. Be notified of these videos when they come out, as well as thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and colleagues who are interested in Fetch.AI, artificial intelligence on the crypto environment. Intraday updates on that Twitter link below. Here is Fetch US dollar. Just want to caution everybody here, like, this looks great, but at the same time, this is starting to appear, and it doesn't mean it's going to be this way, but it does feel like this is an upward ascending an upward ascending wedge, a broadening wedge. These can result to the downside, but I don't want to get everyone all topsy-turvy. We haven't hit enough times on this resistance and support line to make it so, probably more so on the bottom than on the top. So just be careful here. We're around 90 cents right now. Piling in at this price, not advisable, at least from my perspective. And I'm not sitting here to advise you, but I'm not doing it. But at the same time, you know, we could be in for a pop up to the upper end. I mean, we could hit $1 very easily. It's not to say that this thing won't go up. This certainly could go up, and we could be hitting $1. Now, you know, if we do come down, we could probably hit a first pass at this resistance line, which is currently around 83 cents. Now, if we pass this green line, that's where I would say we could be in for some trouble. But, you know, right now it's taking a nice bull run here. It may stay over the green line. It, you know, could even stay probably over this line. This is more of the durable pattern that's been forming much more than this short-term bearish broadening upside wedge. So be careful here, but I think, you know, we probably will find decent support at 86, just given where, you know, the longer-term support line is. So keep your eye on that. In the meantime, over to Fetch, the Bitcoin hitting and meeting resistance here at 1500. We have talked about this a few times. We got to get over this thing properly to see a real rally. Look, we're pretty high up for day over day, and 8% according to TradingView. Now, Fetch US dollar is certainly looking like we could hit up to here $1, but again, we may pull back, and if we wind up hitting our head on this 1500 line, it could be a pullback. So again, you know, you have to look at some of these underlying pairs. Speaking of underlying pairs, we also have Bitcoin US dollar, which is actually still over the trend line. I'm still bullish on this until it turns into something else. But right now, the trend is your friend. Something to be concerned about again, and I hate to be that puffy rain cloud. It is really sunny here in New York, but this is potentially a head and shoulders. It doesn't quite look like that at face value, so I don't want to say and call that this is a head and shoulders, because it doesn't exactly come off that way from my view. Depends on who you ask, but right now we have a reasonable line of support at 60,000. If we do break through, you know, we could expect a potential pullback, because this is kind of sideways, around 54,000 and change, and possibly lower than that, depending on how big of a magnitude this thing is perceived and acted on. But at the same time, doesn't appear that it is a head and shoulders pattern from my purview at this point. And at the same time, we do have a reasonable line of support right here, cutting through. If this was a head and shoulders, cutting straight through the neckline and into the you know, onto the other shoulder. But we'll see. This is like the area of support we got to monitor, and I'll keep you posted on Twitter on that one. Bitcoin dominance going down, it kind of implies for the way this action is looking is you know, pretty much a risk-on trade within the crypto market. So as you see this go down, there is more risk being applied, because you know, people are moving either Bitcoin into altcoins. You know, I don't necessarily think the overall crypto market is shrinking today. So I think this is a good sign. So 42.77, last time we were at 42.77 was back a little over a month ago. So definitely interesting to see. Now, where we need to get worried is once we break through this top resistance line of the channel. Right now, currently, that top line of resistance on this Bitcoin dominance channel is 43.45. Again, keep your eye on this. This is kind of what will tell what the rest of the market will likely do. But in the meantime, also keep your eye here. It looks like we have a reasonable line of support at 86. We also have a reasonable line of support at 83. If we pass and break this green line, well, anything, we could go back down to 67 in worst case scenario. But I think we're pretty good at 90 cents right now. And keep in touch on Twitter. Let's try to break this 1500 line of resistance on the Fetch to Bitcoin pair. Have a good weekend, everyone.